When you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Matthew 6:7. Have you ever prayed and felt like God was completely silent, like your words rose into the air and never reached heaven? You tried again, maybe a little longer this time, a little more desperate, a little more sincere, but still, nothing changed. No answer, no sign, no peace settling into your heart. And slowly, quietly, a thought begins to whisper inside you. Why isn't God answering me? What if I told you, it's not because God has turned away from you, it's not because He doesn't care, and it's not because you are not worthy of His grace, but because something in the way you are praying is missing the heart of the Father. Jesus Christ, in His mercy, did not just teach us how to pray. He warned us about a kind of prayer that sounds right on the outside, but never truly connects with heaven. Many people pray every day, using the right words, repeating familiar phrases, hoping that if they say enough, feel enough, or try hard enough, God will finally respond. But the truth is deeper, quieter, and more confronting. Some prayers are full of words, but empty of trust, full of requests, but empty of surrender. Tonight, slow down with me. Open your heart gently before the Lord, and let the voice of Christ guide you, because what you are about to hear may change not only the way you pray, but the way you experience God, His presence, His peace, and His answers. Jesus Christ, in His gentle but piercing wisdom, once said something that many people read, but few truly understand. When you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. And in that moment, the Lord was not simply correcting behavior. He was revealing the heart of true prayer. Because prayer, in the eyes of God, is not measured by length, not by eloquence, not by repetition, but by truth. Yet so often, we approach the Father with hurried words, anxious thoughts, repeating the same phrases again and again, hoping that somehow, if we say more, God will finally move. But the problem is not the number of words, it is the condition of the soul behind them. Some prayers are spoken from a place of fear, not faith. Fear that God may not listen, fear that we must strive for His attention, fear that His grace is something we must earn. And so we fill the silence with noise, thinking that constant speaking will draw heaven closer. But in reality, it often keeps our hearts from truly resting in His presence. God is not distant, He is not hard of hearing, He does not need to be persuaded like a reluctant judge. He is your Father, a Father who sees before you ask, who knows before you speak, who understands even the quietest longing of your heart. And when we come to Him as if He must be convinced, we reveal something deeper, that we may not yet trust His love fully. Jesus is inviting us into something different, something slower, deeper, more real. A prayer that is not rushed, not forced, not filled with empty repetition, but rooted in relationship. A place where your soul can be still, where your words become simple, where your heart no longer strives, but rests in the presence of the Lord. Because sometimes the reason heaven feels silent is not because God has stopped speaking, but because we have not yet learned how to be still enough to hear Him. Jesus Christ did not come only to correct our words. He came to transform our hearts, because at the center of every true prayer is not a perfect sentence, but a surrendered soul. And this is where many people struggle, not because they do not pray, but because they have never been shown what kind of heart the Father truly responds to. Prayer, as Jesus reveals, is not a performance before heaven. It is not something you do to appear spiritual. It is not a moment where you try to impress God with the right language. It is a quiet return to relationship, a coming home to the Father who has been waiting for you all along. Think about this. When a child speaks to a loving father, they do not rehearse perfect words. They do not repeat phrases to earn attention. They simply come as they are, honest, open, and trusting. And this is the posture that God desires from you, not perfection, but presence, not striving, but surrender. Many prayers go unanswered, not because God is unwilling, but because the heart behind the prayer is still holding on, still trying to control the outcome, still placing conditions on God's response. We say, "Lord, I trust you," but deep inside, we have already decided what the answer should be. We ask for His will, but only if it matches our own. And this tension, quiet but powerful, can block the flow of peace. Because true prayer is not about bending heaven to your desires, it is about allowing your heart to be shaped by the will of the Father. When you begin to pray with surrender, something changes. Not always your circumstances immediately, but your spirit, your perspective, your peace. You begin to rest in His grace even before the answer comes. You begin to feel His presence even in the waiting, and slowly your heart aligns with heaven. This is the kind of prayer that carries weight, not loud, not long, not complicated, but real. A prayer that simply says, "Father, here I am. Lord, I trust you. Jesus, lead me." And in that simplicity, in that quiet surrender, you will find something deeper than answers. You will find Him. Now, slow down for a moment. Let everything else fade into the background and allow this question to gently rest on your heart. Not to accuse you, not to burden you, but to awaken something deeper within your soul. Are you praying to control God or to truly know Him? It is a quiet question, but it reveals so much. Because many of us come to prayer carrying invisible expectations. We come with plans already formed, outcomes already decided, and desires we hold tightly in our hands. We speak to the Father, but deep inside, we are not really listening. We are waiting for Him to agree with us, to confirm what we already want. And when the answer does not come the way we hoped, when heaven feels silent, when nothing seems to change, frustration begins to grow, doubt begins to whisper, and distance begins to form. But what if that silence is not rejection? What if it is grace? What if, in His love, the Father is inviting you into something deeper than answers, something more eternal than temporary solutions? Because God is not just responding to your words, He is shaping your heart. He is gently loosening your grip on control, teaching you to trust beyond what you can see, leading you into a place where faith is no longer dependent on outcomes, but rooted in His presence. Sometimes the Lord allows silence, so you can discover stillness. Sometimes He withholds immediate answers, so you can learn to seek Him, not just His gifts. And in that space, quiet and sacred, something begins to shift. You start to notice His peace, even without resolution. You begin to feel His nearness, even without clear direction. You realize that He was never absent, only waiting for you to draw closer, not with more words, but with a more open heart. So again, gently, honestly, ask yourself, am I seeking the hand of God or the heart of God? Because when you begin to seek His heart, everything changes. As we come to the end of this moment together, do not rush away. Stay here just a little longer. Let your heart settle. Let your spirit breathe. Because this is where prayer truly begins, not in striving, not in many words, but in quiet trust before the Father. May the Lord gently calm every anxious thought within you. May His presence replace the weight you have been carrying, and may you begin to experience prayer, not as something difficult or distant, but as a place of rest, a place where your soul can simply be held in His grace. May Jesus Christ draw you closer to the heart of the Father, not through effort, but through surrender, not through pressure, but through love. May you discover that you do not need perfect words, because the Lord already understands your heart, even the parts you cannot express. And may the peace of heaven, soft and steady, begin to fill your life, not only when answers come, but even in the waiting, even in the silence, because His presence is greater than any outcome you are hoping for. If tonight something within you has shifted, even in a small, quiet way, hold on to that. Let it grow. Return to this place of stillness again and again, and allow your relationship with God to deepen, slowly, gently, truthfully. And if you feel led, you are always welcome to stay connected here, to continue walking this path of faith, hope, and peace together. No pressure, just an open door. Go now, not with heavier questions, but with a lighter heart. The Father is near, His grace is enough, and He is listening, even now.